everyone, it is Monday the 16th of September and I thought I would do another one of these little vlog type things because it seemed to be well received and I want to make you guys happy. I want to make the content that you enjoy. I pulled away from doing content like this over recent years. A big factor of that, as I've sort of spoken about before, is like my mental health. Obviously I went through a fair bit in the last few years with like antidepressants and therapy and stuff like that, and I just recognised that this was not, it was not serving me, and I was making content that, like, you know, a lot of people would enjoy, but then a lot of people would just be really unkind, and I just got to a point where I just thought, why am I doing this? But then also, a big part of that is that my children are growing up, and we all have different levels of what we're comfortable with our own children. We all parent in a different way, but like I do really respect my kids, and I don't want to make content. I've never made content where I've, like, you know, encourage them to pick up the camera and film themselves or encourage them to speak. It's like anything that I film is very natural, but it's just got to a point where I don't want to do that anymore. I don't mind them being here or there, but I don't want to do like this mum content. Like, I am a mum and I think it's obvious that I'm a mum, but I can be a mum without like doing mum stuff all the time. Like, to be honest, if I'm doing things like, I don't know, homework or reading books and this, that and the other, like, for the most part I just want to be in it and enjoying it, and yeah, I'm just chatting aloud here really, aren't I? I am having bad luck on Mondays, it would seem, in September, because I don't know if you can hear from my voice, I've woken up with a stonking cold. I woke up in the middle of the night with a really sore throat. You know when it's like sore and like you breathe in and out and it's kind of a bit raw, stingy feeling. And then when I woke up again this morning, it was snot central, which was beautiful. But I've dragged myself to the gym because even though I don't feel well, it still does me wonders. Like, the gym, as I've spoken about quite a lot, is a way in which I manage my mental health now, like holistically, shall we say. So there are lots of things that I do that are there in place because they help me and my brain feel better, and I'm very aware of the fact that I think there must be some imbalance going on for me, as there are many people, but I'm finding things that work, and that's why I stay so focused. But yeah, we've had a good start to the day, and to be honest with you, today I have about 5 brand projects that I am waiting on to get to a point where I can start filming and creating the content. So it's quite intensive, to be honest. I've been doing this a long time now, but you're basically you'll get an inquiry and then you'll go back and forth. So I have like management that do that part for me, and then they'll send over like a rough concept, and then you'll go yes or no. Like, there's just some stuff I turn down because it's not right for me, or I have certain rules in terms of like my moral beliefs and this, that and the other. So like, for example, I had an inquiry recently that came through from like a certain weight loss program that I have done once upon a time, but for me personally, that's just, I'm in a journey now that works for me, and not just about my scales being a smaller number, but like my whole body. So there's just stuff now that I'll like turn down because it's not right. And obviously I reserve the right to change my mind, I reserve the right to like mix and match and try new products that I'm curious about, this, that and the other, but for the most part, like morally, like I'm quite firm on what I will and won't do. And then once that happens, you'll wait for a brief and like the say so when you can go ahead and start filming, and then you'll probably film the content, then you will edit the content, you will send it off for approval. You'll probably have like 1 round of amends built into your contract, for example, so you will do those if needed. I've had a great run recently where I've not actually had that many, which is the most amazing feeling. And then you will agree a date and time with like when you post, basically. So it takes a while, but I find it really enjoyable. I love making my own content, but I also feel like it's a real, like, because I'm self-employed, it's like a testament to my ability and my talent at creating content, and it's like the only way that I get like sort of reassurance in the job that I do, you know, that encouragement where you feel like you're succeeding. That's like when a brand chooses you, it's the most incredible feeling. But at the moment they're all stuck in awaiting sign off on the brief phase, so I feel like what's going to happen probably by the end of this week, it'll all come at once, and then I'll have to make everything for like a similar deadline, and it'll be really manic. But it's just the way that it goes when you're self-employed. I think that goes for any sort of self-employed work, to be honest, because you can't predict anything really. Like I have trends, like the run up to Christmas is my busiest time of year, which reflects like the marketing industry as a whole, but it's a weird one, but I'm eternally grateful for it. So I'm just kind of sat and thinking, right, what content can I make that people will enjoy? And I know that these vlogs are one of them, so I'm hoping that this morning I'm going to try and get ready, because I appreciate I look like a bollock, don't I? I don't look well. I'm going to get myself ready, and then I've already got a list of things that I need anyway. Need some bits and bobs from around the house. So I'm thinking, do you know what, I quite fancy going to Home Bargains for a change. Like some weeks I would just add bits and bobs to our Tesco shop, but I do notice that it's more expensive in supermarkets for the most part, and I thought I would go there. Plus Bill was showing me something at the weekend about these 4D sweets. I don't know what they are, but you can get them from Home Bargains. Shall we Google them? Okay. Amos 4D. Okie dokie. They look like this. Like gummy pumpkins, and then there's gummy monsters. What makes them 4D? They just look like any other jelly sweets, but you know, like when you've got an older kid and they get onto like the trends and stuff, he was like, oh my gosh, if you go to Home Bargains, can we get some? And I was like, yeah, all right. And I wasn't going to go today, but I think I'm going to while I'm waiting, because if it gets busier on later on in the week, then I don't want to be going out. I also rang this morning and booked myself a hearing test, because do you want to know something awful? I do that many hospital appointments for like, mainly obviously for Daisy. Like Stan's had his speech therapy assessments and stuff like throughout the past year, but Daisy has the most appointments, and I'm so rigorous with these appointments. They're so important to me to make sure that like if my kid needs something, like they get what they need. But with myself, I've not had a hearing test since 2021. That's really bad, and I need some new domes. So on your hearing aid, you have like the oh my god, it's gone so quiet because I'm so congested. You have this tube here, and then at the end you have a dome, and the dome will be sized reflective on how big your like ear canal is. And I desperately need some new ones, and I rang up today and I was like, look, I know I've not been for ages, I need some more domes. I've bobbed in for those before, but could I have a hearing test as well? So I booked that for Wednesday morning, which I'm actually really excited about, because I don't know about you, but as a mum, I'm absolutely terrible at booking things and like sorting my own health out. Like it's ridiculous. Like you should have seen how long it took me to ask for help when I was struggling mentally. It was terrible. But yeah, I've booked that, so I'm gonna nip out for a little bit and get the things we need to. We've run out of stuff like toothpaste and cleaning bits and bobs, and I've got 4D gummies to think about, and plus I'm honestly, I know that you will find that more enjoyable to watch than anything else. And if I buy anything interesting or I see anything while I'm there, then I can show you, and then I know that you guys are happy too. So I'm killing birds with stones, which is actually something I would never do, because we don't hurt animals. But I also want to show you these that have just arrived. So I ordered them second hand from Awesome Books. And on reflection, we've all got library cards and should have gone to the library to see what we had first, but Daisy is a bit like me and she likes to collect her favourite books. There's a big bookcase there. She's really the only proper reader out of the kids. Stan does read it. Stan's actually really ahead with his reading. They're all good readers, so we must just have some strong book genes, but I guess what he chooses to read is a lot more like match of the day football based now, but he's a really good little reader. But she loves a book. She absolutely loves them, and we've been getting into Jacqueline Wilson, which was my favourite when I was a little girl, which is mad really, because I remember when these came out and like getting a new one. There used to be a bookshop where we live, and my grandma used to take me there every time a new one had been released, and she would buy it for me as a treat, and I felt like the luckiest girl in the world. I was an avid reader growing up, but my favourite, for obvious reasons, was the Lottie Project, because I loved the history of it, but also it has my name in it, and as a kid I loved that, because my nickname growing up when I was at primary school and stuff, all of my friends used to call me Lottie, so that was amazing. Also that nickname went with me into high school as well. And then I also got her Double Act, which is another cracker. She's read Tracy Beaker. And then I got her Secrets as well, which is actually, I don't know if I read this one, because I feel like I might have aged up before it came out, but she'll be so excited about this. I'm going to leave them on her desk for her, which is actually why I'm in here, because they came upstairs and I thought actually I'll just dry my hair up here, because this is my GHD hairdryer and it's really powerful. I also have that Shark styler thing that's like the Dyson, which truthfully I regret buying, because my hair doesn't easily hold a curl and it's just not for my hair type. Like, I still have it because I've got it, and obviously it's got my hair all over it, so I'm not going to sell it, but I'm also keeping it because I'm thinking when Daisy ages up a bit and does her own hair, I'm going to give her that, because her hair's curly, so I feel like it might work better on her hair. And then I'll probably just take this back, because my last hairdryer was older than my eldest child's and lasted me like about 15 years, so I don't think I'll need a new one anytime soon. Anyway, that's my plan. I'm talking too much. So yeah, we'll go downstairs and get ready. I've got a new foundation that I want to try that I bought, which I'll show you when we're down there. I hate my hair straight. Do you like it? Mark loves it. I think it's because when we first met I used to have straight hair more, but I really dislike it for some reason. Oh, it looks so tired and gross. I'm so annoyed. You know, like when you start the week feeling rubbish. So last week was my back and this week is like the snot fest. And it's so disheartening, isn't it? You know, when you're like, no, I didn't want to start on Monday like this. I don't like Mondays anyway. But yeah, let's go downstairs. I'm back again, and I'm obviously made up. I've just been filming a reel actually, because I bought this new Maybelline foundation the other day. It's doing the rounds at the moment. Obviously it's not an ad from my perspective, but it is being heavily promoted, and I thought, do you know what, my normal one is coming to an end, why not give it a go? Everyone seems to rave about it. Obviously, like with ads, she sometimes never know if it's going to suit you, this, that and the other, but I got the shade 126 in case that helps, and I've got quite a neutral undertone, but this is the finished look, and I'm actually really impressed with it. As I said on my little reel, I would say if you are an oilier girl, which I do have some oilier patches on my face, I'm a bit combination really, I would say that it'd be great for you, because it's Lumi matte, so it's meant to have like a matte finish but still with a bit of a glow, which is very contradicting, but cosmetic companies like to mix it up, don't they, now and again. But what I will say, if you've got drier skin or maturer skin, because mine is getting older now, I'm 36, just definitely make sure that you hydrate properly first. So nice moisturizer, give it time to soak in. I put SPF on as well, and yeah, I think you'll get on with it. But I just thought it was really reasonable. I got it from TikTok shop, and it came in like a little bundle with this brush, a Made by Mitchell one, which, like, a makeup brush is a makeup brush for the most part, but was nice and soft, and it's dual ended, which is quite nice because you could use this end for concealer if you wanted to. But I've just filmed that. I'm going to quickly edit it and put it live, and then we can get going, because I would just like to tick that off so I know it's done. So I was going to put you on the dashboard, but the sun is so bright that, like, if I do this, I mean, I don't know, can you see me? maybe I'll just do that and hope that when I come to edit it, it doesn't look that bad. Also, do not need the amount of layers on that I have got. That's better. This morning started out so foggy. I was the first one up. I mean, I'm always first one up, and I opened the curtains on our like half landing, and I was like, oh my god. Huge layer of fog, wasn't particularly warm, and now I've like come out on the drive here is absolutely beautiful, and I'm wearing a bloody woolly jumper. So that's not great, but never mind. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I think this week's meant to be quite nice in general. Hopefully that'll pick me up and make me feel a little bit better, because I'm actually feeling progressively worse as the day goes on, so that's not great, because there's swimming lessons tonight as well. I think it's Stan tonight and Daisy tomorrow. And do you know what? It's like the most important skill. I'm really firm with all my kids like doing their swimming lessons. Daisy's nearly finished now. She's on level 7, but Stan's obviously still got a little while left to go. But I have to say it's probably my least favourite activity to do as a mother. Because if I'm, you know, if we're going swimming, I want to be in the pool with you, like on holiday, and we can like, you know, do cool dives and pretend to be mermaids and actually have fun. Whereas I feel like when you go to a lesson, it's just one of those where you just sort of sit there and you're like, all right, and you can see your child briefly, but it's not quite the same, is it? But we are at Home Bargains now. This is a little bit further away for me than B&M is, but it's worth it, I think, because I just generally prefer it. Oh, guess what? I'm getting the new iPhone on Friday. I managed to get into the pre-order, so I've gone with the white one. I've not upgraded for a couple of years, and I'm actually really excited because this one is on the way out. You know, when you can check your battery health and stuff, the battery health of this doesn't go any higher than like 83% now, which when I use it a lot for filming or like content and stuff is a ball ache. So that's exciting. But I was just thinking on the drive here, obviously I don't feel great, but I was thinking like I must be in my luteal phase because I'm a bit more anxious than normal. I feel like ugly and gross, and just like not quite myself. I've just opened the Flow app. Period in 8 days, so I am. So a week tomorrow, a week next Tuesday, it will be monster week for me, which is great. Mind you, to be honest, I don't actually mind the few days that I'm on my period. It is this week before that I struggle with the most. What are you like? I don't know. I think everybody's different. I know that there are these mystical creatures, you beautiful women, who don't struggle really that much at all, but for me, ever since my body sort of clocked and recognised that I wasn't going to continue the cycle of having more children, it likes to bully me. It's like, you're not doing what nature has intended, you need to have more babies. And I'm like, no, hon, 3 is enough. And it seemed to sort of reset after I had Daisy, and then obviously I had Stan not that long afterwards. And it's always been like that ever since. So I really do find this week in particular hard, and then when my period comes, it's almost like a release. And while it's not like the most pleasant experience in the world and you feel a bit gross, don't you, it's at least like my emotions level out a bit more. But I always like try really hard in this week to make sure that I'm not like grumpy, and I check in with myself a little bit, like, are you overreacting to that, or are you being stroppy, or this, that and the other, or snappy. And I'm hoping that we get through this week easy breezy. At least I'm aware of it. That's why I track now. I've tracked actually for years, but it just sort of reminds me that I'm okay, and like, oh, this is why you feel like that, and then it's quite validating. You don't feel like a psycho anymore. But let's go and have a look and see what's in Home Bargains. I don't know if there's going to be loads of super new stuff. I've not really come here with an ulterior motive of like, you know, buying loads of autumnal things. I've not actually decorated for autumn yet. That might surprise some of you. But I knew that there were going to be a few like warm spikes in weather, and I didn't want to not make the most of them. So I think maybe next week or at the weekend or something, when the warm weather finally says goodbye, because I think it's kind of like last week, I think I will decorate. And we've got stuff upstairs, and I've got a few new bits that I've shown you. But, you know, if something is in there and it takes my fancy, then I might get something, I don't know. But I'm mainly here for toothbrush heads, toothpaste, cleaning bits and bobs, just that kind of boring stuff. But it is Home Bargains after all, and I'm sure something will tempt me. But let's go in. So they have loads. It's really busy, so excuse my quiet voice. I have this already from previous years. I would definitely pick one up if you've not got one already, because they're really, really nice quality. And then they have like decorated ones. This sort of stuff. It's not really my style, but it's cute. And then more up here as well. And then these are sweet. I already have something like this already, and I like the one that I got from George Moore. And then there's this. These are very sweet, but I don't need them. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. And then over this side, so much autumnal stuff. I love these baskets, but again, I just don't need them. This is a bit naff for me personally, but we're all different, aren't we? I quite like these. These placemats are cute, but I just don't need them. Do you know what I mean? I'd love that vase. That's really pretty. I would bring that home, but I have enough vases really. And I do like these little hand towels. They're very, very sweet. Only $2.99 as well. And then there's more stuff over here. We've got lots of the Acevi range, which is a Spanish cleaning range that's really popular on TikTok at the moment, but I don't know if we necessarily need any. They have Sol de Janeiro dupes. I've just picked up this vanilla almond and salted caramel because that is giving autumn to me. That's $2.49. And then they have the body butters, but only this scent, which I'm not in for. I really wish I'd not pressed this now. Oh God. Okay, so it's really busy, but they have so much stuff. Like these are dog costumes, which is just mental. They have these little light up things as well. Oh, bath bombs. There are different ones here. I've got ones for the kids, and then there's the Nightmare Before Christmas ones as well. But I've gone with them because they're a bit more fun. And then this whole section here, like loads of candles that are very Bath and Body Works coded. Like I'd probably go for like spooky vanilla. But there's so much stuff if you want to do like Halloween parties. Like they've got tablecloths that you can reuse, there's craft platters, pinata, there's like little toys that you can put in bags, napkins, balloons, the lot. Some really, really good stuff actually. I picked up a few bits for the kids and I'm really impressed with them so far. Look, Halloween bingo, like painting things. It's really, really cool. Obviously there's loads of Christmas stuff as well, but we're not doing that yet. And I'm going to have a happy kid because I found them. So this is what they look like. I don't know why they're so exciting, but here we go. So we've got 4D eyeballs, 4D gummy monsters, like that, and then 4D gummy pumpkins. And then I also picked up some popping candy because I thought they were quite cute for trick-or-treaters. And I'll just like get a few bits now and I'll show you everything else in a different video, I think. Okay, so me saying, oh, I'm just here for my cleaning bits and bobs, yada yada yada. They had some fantastic stuff in there for Halloween and I'm sure Christmas, but I'm not in the frame of mind for Christmas. While I was there was so, like, I thought, oh gosh, this is quite a bit for me. There were people with like huge trolleys full of all sorts, but I guess everybody's just got like different ways of doing it, haven't they? And you, some people like to spread the cost and stuff, and you just don't know. But I did find some fab little bits for Halloween, and it's actually made me quite excited because I've got a few little bits to do for the kids. Because I explained in the last vlog, I think it was that anyway, where they're actually finishing just before Halloween, so it's going to be really nice for them to break up from school and I can be like, oh, here you go, got you a few little goodies just to sort of celebrate half term. We don't really do spooky pyjamas or anything like that, but I've got them some like little bits and bobs, and I'll probably make a night of it where we do like a movie night or something like that. But anyway, I'm rambling. I got myself a Diet Coke and I got some soothers because my throat is quite sore. And I just felt like I needed a quick pick-me-up. But the plan is now is that I'm going to get home. Been checking my emails and checking Trello, which is what I use like with my management to manage campaigns, and still nothing's been like signed off ready to go yet. Like they're all booked in, but we're just waiting for these briefs. So I am going to work on editing like stuff like this and another video that I've already got ready to go for YouTube, and then maybe do another reel if I can today. And then I'm also going to film a haul of this, but I think I'll probably do it in a separate video just because I think it will be a really long one. It wasn't like when I just grabbed a few bits from M&S the other day, because that was like wasn't much there at all, whereas this I've got quite a few bits that I think would make a nice video. But maybe when I get home I can show you like a few things, and then signpost you to that one. But do you know what, I was in a bit of a mood before, as I was saying, like just feeling a bit like not myself, hormonal, and just getting out and about for a little bit has actually done me the world of good. Sometimes I think if you get stuck in your own head for too long, you forget that there's like a bigger world out there, and then suddenly when you get outside or you see some sunshine, or just people enjoying themselves, like laughing over the Christmas stuff and getting excited for things like that sort of stuff, just brings me joy. I need to drink this, I'm gasping. Oh, I needed that. I'm going to drive back now, and I'm going to do some more filming when I get home and some editing. The kids have got club today, so I've got a little bit of extra time. And what I love about that as well is that when I go and pick them up, after school pick up, when there's been clubs, is so much quieter than normal school pick up, so it's just so much more chill, and I really appreciate that when I'm not feeling great. Don't know what I'm going to listen to be honest. Don't think an autumnal playlist will quite cut it with weather like this, so I might have to go for something fun like the Spice Girls. But anyway, I will see you when I get home. So I'm home. Oh my gosh, right, let me give you this list of songs that I was listening to because it was such a vibe. Right, let me get Spotify open. So we started with Fabulous, I'm So Into You feat Tamia tune, if there ever was one. I absolutely love that song. Then it was Alicia Keys and Usher's My Boo, Alicia Keys, If I Ain't Got You. This was all on like intuitive shuffle play from Spotify, I might add. Then it was TLC, No Scrubs. I was loving that. And then we ended with Mario, You Should Let Me Love You. And that put me in the best mood ever, to be quite frank with you. I'm home, I'm going to film what I bought, but I just thought I would show you some random things I did pick up. These are new. Walker's sausage sarnie with ketchup flavour crisps. Obviously these are for the kids, and then cheese toasty with beans, because I remember when they used to do their special flavours back when I was a kid, I would always get excited about them. And then I'll show you, hello, have you come to see me? Normally Merlin will like run to me in the front door, but he was having a particularly good spot of sunbathing, it looked like, on the rug. But now he's come over and he's given me his paws. He was babysitting yesterday because we had Kenny round. My mum and dad have been on holiday, and my brother has had their dogs because they have my brother's dogs a lot of the times. So it's like a trade-off. And obviously I've got cats, and like Merlin's trained, well not trained with cats, Merlin likes cats, Merlin likes anything that breathes, but theirs don't, so I can like have him here and there or for a short amount of time, but I can't do it full time because it's not fair on them. Like Elsa's asleep on the sofa right now, it would just be mean because she would be so stressed. But we did babysit Kenny for the day yesterday just so they could have a break, because he's not even one yet, and he's quite like, you know, he's a puppy, but Merlin's really good at like dealing with like younger dogs and like good at correction and stuff, and then like playing with him. But I think you're a bit tired today, aren't you? But let me show you some of the things that I've got. One sec. Okay, a few things that I pretty much always buy from Home Bargains. First things first, elbow grease glass cleaner. It comes out like a foam. It is so satisfying to clean with, but not only that, it's actually really good because it's not wet and drippy. You don't get as much streak, and oh my god, I really like this stuff. So just put me back there. So much so that I throw it with excitement. Next thing, I always pick up these. This is the cheapest place you can get them from. They were like £2.49 for 4, which is perfect because there's 4 of us with electric toothbrushes, and then we also get a Kerrygold, or no, not Kerrygold, it's called Irish Cottage garlic gold. I think it's like a Kerrygold dupe. It's basically garlic butter in a tub, and you can add this to like cheese on toast to sex it up. You can fry off some mushrooms in it and do garlic mushrooms. You can like rub it onto chicken and bake some chicken breasts in the oven. It's so versatile and so worth picking up every time you go. And then little things that I bought, you know how I mentioned I was going to do like a little like sort of, not a boo box so much because there's not loads of stuff, like they don't need loads of festive pyjamas yet or anything like that, and I got them some new pyjamas from M&S recently actually, but I'm just gonna get some little bits together as a treat for the kids when they finish in October. So I got them these Halloween sheet masks. So there's a pumpkin, a skull and a cat. No prizes. If you're guessing which one is going to get the cat, obviously Daisy, because she'll love that. I got them all one of these little jelly things each, because they love these, and I used to love these as a kid, and I thought they'd just be like a nice little separate thing. So I'm going to hide some of these, and then I got them a light up bath bomb each, which they will really enjoy. I even got Bill one because even though he's not the one that takes the most baths at his age, it's like, you know, like smaller kids love a bath, don't they? But bigger kids just, they seem to be like allergic to water, like gremlins are. But he will do it like in the cozier months, and especially when he's off on a holiday, because like, I do encourage them to like do self-care and stuff, as I've spoken before. But I've got those, and then I'll probably get some other, like get some nice popcorn in, and maybe do like a cinema card like I do for all them, saying like cash this in and we'll rent a movie on Sky or something like that. I think that's probably what I'll do, just as a little like fun surprise. But yeah, that is pretty much everything that I've got to show you as a little sneaky peek. But I'm going to go and do some filming now, and I will check in with you and try and do that before I go and pick up the kids. But I've got a lot to do. I've got a couple of hours to crack on. If I'm rambling, I'm going to go and work. So I've finished filming. Bill's actually come home because he's not got a club today, and I've just been putting things away, but I thought I would try that Dr. Beckman foaming thing. It comes in a pack with 3 of these in, which is quite nice because we have 3 loos. I thought I would try it on the downstairs toilet. I just need some scissors, I think. Are we ready? Oh my, oh okay, that's gonna stop, isn't it? It's not gonna go too far. Oh, that's a bit crazy. It does look a bit like something out of a Halloween movie, but it does smell good. I'm just gonna let that do its thing and pray that it's not on my floor when I get back later. I got the kids some new pyjamas recently from M&S, you know, like just some longer wintry ones that aren't like, you know, Christmas themed, because you kind of get more wear out of them, and they're so nice. And they love them, so I always try and make sure I get them washed and dried when they put them in the wash, so they can put them on again that night, because it makes them happy. Oh, there's a poo bag that ended up in the dryer. Mum dog life. Dog mum life. So it's 10 to 5 and I need to get them fed really in the next 15 minutes or so, because Stan's got swimming, so obviously Mark's still working, And I'm trying to work out what we're going to have with this pasta sauce, but I'm thinking I've got pancetta, and then I've got mushrooms and grana padano cheese, and then this is the sauce. So this had loads and loads of my mum's tomatoes from her greenhouse in with some chilies, so that's why it's like our pasta sauce, because one of the chilies was hidden under all the tomatoes and I didn't realise that there were two in there, and I feel like it'd be slightly too spicy for the kids. So I decanted it into smaller pots for like 2 people. So there's garlic, chilli and loads of tomatoes in this, and then blended up. Basically that's kind of it, there's not anything else in it. And then I thought I could like fry this off, add the mushrooms in, like in the fat from the pancetta, maybe add some extra garlic, mix the sauce in, cook some pasta, mix that through, top with loads of cheese. I think that's what we're going to have. And then the kids, we're going to have scampi and chips and peas of some form. But Daisy came out of club and she was like, I really, really fancy pizza. And I get it, like, I get that sometimes you just aren't in the mood for something. And I try and respect that with my kids, because I do a meal plan, as you know, and some nights we just don't fancy it, or we move it around, or situations change. So everything that they were going to eat was either from like frozen, which we'll keep fine, or in a cupboard with the mushy peas. So I've got pizza, but then Stan was like, oh, I do fancy chips then. Daisy was like, I do fancy beans. I was like, right, well, I'll do pizza, chips and beans, but I'm also going to add some vegetables on that plate. So I'm just going to do like some tomatoes and cucumber, but do you know what? They'll eat it and they're happy. The way I feel at the moment, I literally don't care. I'm going to just get the pizza in the oven because the chips are already in, and then I'm going to go and get some Flu Plus, because it's the congestion here. It's like I'm just starting to feel worse, and I've still got swimming to sit through yet, because I'll do swimming, and then Mark does football on Wednesday evenings, and Mark also walks the dogs, so we kind of have to divide ourselves. Plus Bill has dry side tonight, which is like fitness training for the swim team, so it's a busy one. It's a busy one. Okay, Google broadcast.
What's the message?
Dinner's ready, guys. Love you.
All right.